AJ Styles just revealed some awful news for his future, so we'll see what's going on there. We'll also check out what's going on with Edge, one superstar who's begging for an opportunity, and much more. Let's start things off with the big unfortunate news for AJ Styles. It's been a busy few months for AJ Styles. He didn't hold any titles in 2022, but he recently picked up his first premium live event singles win in over a handful of years. AJ Styles also recently got his best friends, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, back on his side in WWE. AJ Styles came into WWE by himself, but it was only several years after his debut that Gallows and Anderson joined WWE as well, and they formed the OC. AJ Styles and the OC lasted all the way until the Boneyard match in 2020. That was Gallows and Anderson's last true appearance on WWE television before being released in 2020. Gallows and Anderson went right back to having great success all over the world in different promotions like AEW, Impact Wrestling, New Japan, and more. But AJ Styles did say in many interviews that their WWE releases hit him hard and wishes he would have done more to keep their WWE jobs secure. Well, fast forward 2 years after their release, and Gallows and Anderson made their WWE returns in late 2022 to assist AJ Styles and reform the OC after so many years. Not only was the OC back together, but they also had the big addition of the returning Mia Yim as well. This new version of the OC had everything needed to perfectly counter the Judgment Day. And that's what they were doing. The OC has been in a long war with the Judgment Day. But unfortunately, AJ Styles has gone down with an injury. This all took place during a late December live event show. Finn Balor tossed AJ Styles over the top rope, like they've done thousands of times. But the only difference here was that AJ Styles had a rough landing position that destroyed his ankle. AJ was able to barely crawl back in the ring and tag out for the match to be finished without him. But he stayed, rolled up at ringside, received medical treatment, and needed serious assistance to walk to the back. So instantly, there was a lot of fan concern for AJ's health and status. Well, AJ Styles took to Twitter to update everyone with the unfortunate news. He had this to say on Twitter, quote, "Just want you guys to know that I'm okay. Broken ankle is what I'm dealing with. No surgery. This just takes some time to recover. This will be the longest I've ever been out of the ring. Thanks for the prayers and get well wishes." End quote. So AJ Styles didn't give the exact recovery time frame, but the average length of recovery for a broken ankle with no surgery is right around 12 to 16 weeks, pretty much around the 3-month time frame. So the injury is devastating for a handful of reasons. Obviously, the OC just reunited, and it's no secret that AJ Styles is the leader of the group. So AJ's absence and injury will negatively affect the OC a lot in that area. They're without their leader, so their direction may get a bit foggy now because of it. It's also unfortunate because we're literally right at the start of arguably the best time of the year for the WWE calendar. You have Royal Rumble season officially starting, then the road to WrestleMania, and then obviously WrestleMania itself. So to potentially miss those events and the entire season is devastating for any performer. Not to mention that AJ Styles has been talking a lot about retirement. So if he's in his last few years of being in the ring, any amount of missed time obviously hurts even more. So the timing of the injury was very unfortunate, but if AJ's full recovery stays around 3 months, maybe he still has a very slim chance to take part in WrestleMania 39 in some fashion. But that's the latest with AJ Styles' ankle injury. With WrestleMania season quickly approaching, that also means we should start seeing some returns of WWE's biggest part-timers. One of those big part-timers being Edge. Last time Edge had a big premium live event match was back in October with Finn Balor. Everyone praised that match for being a masterpiece from a storytelling perspective. It was an I quit, and obviously it's not that often where you see the babyface just give up and quit in this sort of match. But the circumstances in this match was much different. Beth Phoenix got involved to fight off Rhea Ripley, but they eventually knocked Beth out and was threatening to put her through even more harm unless Edge gave up and quit the match. So being held back and forced to see his wife nearly take on another beating, Edge had no choice but to quit the match, and they still ended up hitting Beth. So just adding insult to injury. But ever since that moment, we haven't seen much of any developments for Edge and Beth. There was recently one extremely bizarre fan theory out there that Edge was Uncle Howdy. It's unknown what made these fans even think that, but guess it must have been their long hair. However, last time we saw Edge, he still had the short hair, and it's nearly impossible for him to grow out his hair to Howdy's length in barely 2 to 3 months. So the entire Edge being Uncle Howdy theory was bogus and ridiculous from the start. But it was something that a handful of fans were actually discussing. But there's not even a 1% chance of Edge being Howdy, so that theory is deeply debunked. But we could see a return from Edge very soon on Raw. The last few reports for Edge claimed that the plan is still for him to face the Demon Finn Balor inside the Hell in a Cell at Royal Rumble. So if that's true, that literally means that Edge has to show up within the first few weeks of January. And the timing could match up perfectly because maybe Finn Balor could be bragging about taking out AJ Styles, only to be interrupted by Edge and realize that he has an even bigger problem to deal with now. Then you also have the Rhea Ripley versus Beth Phoenix element still floating around this story. Rhea and Beth have been exchanging blows ever since summer 2022. And the big payoff everyone is still waiting for is a singles match between Beth and Rhea. Rhea Ripley has stated several times that Beth is at the top of her list of dream matches. So having this match with her will mean a lot for the fan side of Rhea Ripley that's still in there. So we'll see where Finn Balor versus Edge story stands, hopefully within the next few weeks here on Raw. Dana Brooke has been grinding more than ever to get noticed in WWE. She had a few big storylines on WWE television, and her last real big appearance was her involvement with the 24/7 title. But ever since that title had been scrapped, it's been hard to find Dana Brooke on Raw. Dana now mostly competes on WWE's secondary show, Main Event, and has been putting on some great matches over there. Well, Dana Brooke recently took to Twitter to beg and plead with Triple H and WWE to just give her a fair shot to showcase her talent in the ring. Dana Brooke had this to say about that situation and her goals for 2023. Quote, "Happy New Year. I had a great 2022 with many great memories and so many things to be grateful for. 2023, I really want to step it up and meet some great milestones I have in mind. First off, let me wrestle and show you I can hand with the best. Watch me work." End quote. So Dana Brooke is manifesting a very big year for herself, where hopefully she'll pick up some huge milestones and will get the opportunity from WWE to showcase her talent. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.